So we're going to go ahead and take our ground beef, cut it open, and slide it in the pan. You don't necessarily have to have the pan preheated. You can always heat it up while you're getting ready to make the ground beef. Get every single piece of it that you can out, because that's always the best. No wasting food. I'd prefer to have a fresh cow and have killed it 2 minutes ago, but I didn't have access to that today. Maybe next time. Go ahead and discard of the trash immediately. Dishes. And now we're going to go ahead and, like I said, we're going to start this. And since I'm on gas, we got to get that. So while that's heating up, we got our beans. We obviously, have our boiling water ready. And fill the pan halfway with water. Put a little bit of salt and a little bit of vegetable oil. And then 2 cups of beans feeds about 4 people once you refry them. Go ahead and slide them in, stick them in the water. Today we're not going to do that because I made those last night, because it takes about 5 hours to make them. Remember, don't burn them, and watch the water level on them at all times. Watch the water level on them at all times. But in the end, they should look nice and fresh, like that. Those are some good beans right there. Sounds like our meat's getting cooked up now. Go ahead and focus our attention on that. That's off. It's rolling on the ground beef here. You can always flavor it with onion and garlic. Tonight I'm going to flavor it with my own little mixture of salt, pepper, paprika, garlic salt, and onion salt. I always think it gives it a better flavor. So go ahead and throw, I'd say, if I can get this open, about a tablespoon of that mixture in there. And go ahead and mix it all in and get my beef frying up. New house. It's always nice. We're going to go ahead and turn the heat up on this a little bit, because, there we go. Over in this pan, I've got some vegetable oil, and we'll heat it up here in a little bit when we get our sauce almost done. But that's just going to heat up and cook the corn tortillas or the enchiladas. That's cooking much faster and better. Go ahead and stir it just a tad bit. And it's always the best part in the mixture. It's always fun to just watch it kind of thicken a little bit. So, smell that chili. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste it to see, make sure I put in enough chili. If I put in too much, there's no going back, but I never put too much. Go ahead and taste it. I'm going to have my videographer come over here and taste it. Tell me what he thinks. There you go, Tyler. Thank you.
Yeah, that tastes amazing.
Definitely has a kick to it. Add some cheese and some corn tortillas into the mix, and we're gonna have the best of these. Our sauce looks like it's just about done. Definitely tastes done. Now, if you notice, I haven't put much salt into the food, but because people don't really like a lot of salt, and then there are some people who like a lot of salt. I'm one of the types of people that add your own salt in. But then again, if you remember how much cheese we're going to be putting in at the end when we're putting this together, cheese has a lot of salt and a lot of flavor in it. So that's where our flavor will come from. And go ahead and put this down to low. Kind of let it calm down. And our stove is almost preheated. We're almost there. We're almost ready to get our enchiladas in there and eat. We're almost to that step. Now, like I told you earlier, I didn't turn on the oil too soon, but now I'm going to turn it on. You don't want it too high. and you don't want it too low. Because we're working on gas, you have to monitor the temperature even closer than on an electric stove. The temperature of the oven is set at 350. You can always have it between 350 and 400. And we'll talk about how I do it once we get to putting the enchiladas in the oven. So let's go ahead and get this heated up here. What you're about to see me do with the corn tortillas, never ever do it at home. I use my fingers because I'm brave and I'm stupid. But never ever try that at home unless you feel like you're a pro. This is heating up just a little bit. Our chili's kind of calming down over here. Almost ready to make some enchiladas. So exciting. So let's get, so today our pans look like this. They're about 3 inches deep. We'll probably get about 4 layers of the corn tortillas, the chili, and the cheese on them. What you do before you begin is you kind of lay down corn tortillas just to kind of see how many you're going to need per layer. And it looks like I only need about 4 per layer just to cover it up. So 4 times 4 is what, 16? So we'll be using about 16 corn tortillas per pan. Tonight we're going to make 1 pan. Up. And always keep an eye on your gas stoves just to make sure that they're always staying lit and that they're not too high, they're not too low. You don't want to blow up the house. And you don't want to burn the food. See if you take a look at that. That's thickened a little bit from where we started. We started with it a little bit more liquidy. If you're not good on your textures, it still looks about as liquidy as we started with, but it really isn't. Let's see. If you want to test this, take a little piece of your corn tortilla, throw it in there. You can see that the oil's not quite ready yet. Just very little. Go ahead and take that little piece out of your tester. I use mine daily, but always just kind of wipe off that dust and anything that might get on them while they're in the cupboard. Our chili now is ready. In fact, no, I'm not going to add any more water. That is perfect. And now, we're just waiting. Excuse me. Waiting on the oil a little bit here to get this started. As you can see now, the minute I dropped that in, it started to fry. The oil is ready. Like I said, never try this at home, what I'm about to do. I use my fingers, turn, not too long, but long enough to kind of give it a second to cook. That wasn't long enough. Slide it in, turn, let it cook, turn. Tyler, never do this at home. We fry them, well, it gives it some good flavor, and it makes the enchiladas easier to cook and easier to cut when you go to eat them later, and it adds tons more flavor into the mix. Because of course, frying stuff makes everything better. And bacon, except we're not having the name bacon in this tonight. Bacon would just ruin this dish. Yes, I know I keep repeating myself. Don't ever do this at home with your fingers. Not very safe. In we go. And I think I might have turned it down just a little too much. But that's okay. We can always spike up the heat again. Whoops. Yep, definitely went too cold. Well, you know what? That right there should be enough for this pan we're getting ready to make. Obviously, we have our casualties. Nobody's perfect. But that's what we'll be using to make the pan of enchiladas. Always remember to turn off your oil. You do not want to leave that running. Never, ever, ever leave that running. If you can just smell it, you can smell the tortillas frying. Oh, it's such an amazing experience. And we're going to move this over to the back for now. We may end up needing it later. We may not. It all depends. Over to our sauce. It thickened just a little too much than I wanted. So what do? We add just a little bit more water. Just enough to kind of give it that juice that we need. Into the mixture we go. Stirring around and around in the cauldron we are. Just a little bit of water. There we go. You've got a point.
So you went and set up the laptop.
Yeah, we could go ahead and do that.